Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be coming to us from here at the Red, White, and True News channel, where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is alive and well. Hope everyone's doing well. Your families are doing good. Geez, what a busy news cycle we have here. Each and every day, it seems like anymore, doesn't it? Glad you guys are able to join us today. As my thumbnail says, the caption on it's the NBA's Enron scandal. I think maybe it should have said the NBA's mob scandal, but nonetheless, we'll get to that here in a minute. But anyway, let me start off with the the senators voted. Democratic senators voted to not pay our military. The Republicans had put forth a bill. It was a pay bill to get our essential workers paid, which naturally that includes our military, right? Well, here you go. Democrats blocked a Republican-led attempt to provide essential government workers with paychecks amid an ongoing 23-day shutdown, calling the bill overly selective and incomplete. Oh, really? That bill, proposed by Senators Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Todd Young from Indiana, failed in a 54-45 vote, where 60 votes were needed to advance the bill over the threat of a filibuster. Wow. Only 3 Democrats, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania and Raphael Warnock, and John Ossoff, which Ossoff and Warnock, I believe, are from Georgia. Yes. Yep, Georgia. Wow. That's a little surprising for those two. But nonetheless, in addition to compensating federal employees and military personnel during the current shutdown, the bill would also extend relief to future instances where funding bills aren't in effect. For fiscal year 2026 and any fiscal year thereafter, there are appropriated such sums as are necessary to provide standard rates of pay, allowances, pay differentials, benefits, and other payments on a regular basis to accepted employees. The bill reads, Johnson had pitched his bill as a long-term solution. Quote, I just hope on a nonpartisan basis we do something that makes sense around here for once. Go figure, right? Washington. Quote, with Democrats continuing the Schumer shutdown, they should at least agree to pay all the federal employees that are that are forced to continue working. The 2025 Shutdown Fairness Act is a permanent fix that will ensure accepted workers and our troops are paid during a shutdown. Other Republicans blasted Democrats for voting against the bill. And please, in the comment section below, I'd like to hear y'all's opinions on this, because this is just ridiculous. 23-day shutdown, and they still, thank God Donald Trump was able to get these troops paid their first 2 weeks into the shutdown. He was able to get funding for it. Okay, well, I just heard yesterday that someone wrote a check to the federal government for $130 million. The president did not elaborate on who it was, but to get the military paid. Well, with that being said, what about our federal park workers? What about our air traffic control workers? I mean, come on, folks. These people have mortgages to pay, lights to keep on, kids to feed, sporting events to take their kids to. That are their kids play in or whatever. Yeah, our military, their housing's paid for. But listen, they're serving our country. At least we can do is pay their housing, right? But for crying out loud, they're overseas. There's people all over the world, folks. They need to be paid. This is getting ridiculous. At the will of the people, these clowns want to play politics. It's slap ridiculous. Listen, these shutdowns, Reagan did one I don't know, 5 times or whatever it was. Many presidents, have been in office when shutdowns have taken place. So they do not affect most of the American people. Let's just be honest here, okay? But they do affect others. And so it's not the end of the world that the government is shut down. Like the country's going to go bankrupt. But our essential workers need to be paid. And furthermore, I would propose that none of these senators and congressmen get paid. If the government shuts down, they shouldn't get paid either. Period. That's my opinion. This is ridiculous. Slap ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, let's look at this. Eric Adams endorses Andrew Cuomo for the mayoral race. That last article came straight from Fox News, just so everybody knows. Okay, this New York City Mayor Eric Adams endorsed former Governor Andrew Cuomo in the race to replace him. Okay, they had their last debate last night. Okay, Kami Mamdani, Zoran Mamdani, and you guys call him what you want, but this man is a full-blown communist. Don't believe me? Go look him up. Look at what he stands for, folks. This man wants government-run grocery stores. He wants to freeze rents on housing. He wants to free subway. This man is he has got the most radical views of anyone running for public office in the United States that I can think of in my lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York City was, before Giuliani, was in bad shape. It was in bad shape, okay? Giuliani cleaned the place up. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Mamdani is a full-blown democratic, socialist, communist, Marxist. He's all the above, okay? This man's dangerous, y'all. Dangerous. So after the debate last night, instead of Cuomo going out and taking questions from, potential voters, this man goes off to a New York Knicks game to sit next to Eric Adams to butter up to him to get his endorsement. Okay, he's already tried to coax Curtis Sliwa to get out of the race, and he'd offer him a job. Oh, how nice. Sliwa told him right to his face last night that he had enough failures in that city to fill up in New York City the library. And then he looked over at Mamdani and said, you know what? Your resume is about as long as a cocktail napkin. Well, sadly, folks, Sliwa's not going to win. That's what New York needs to clean up the place. But I can't see Sliwa voters voting for Cuomo anyway. But, I don't know, man. I better pray for that city, man, because they're going to go down the tubes quick. And as a matter of fact, they already are, because people are fleeing that place because they are frightened. They are scared of the unknown, what is going to happen to that city, providing this man gets elected. It's just unfathomable to me that we have a city in the United States that's going to elect a communist to run their city. Folks, okay, what city's next? And in my opinion, if this man wins the mayoral race, that's even worse for the Democratic Party, because a lot of these people are endorsing this guy. AOC, Bernie Sanders, Hakeem Jeffries, all these people are endorsing this man. How's that going to look for their party when New York City goes down to 2? Folks, I saw 2 realtors on Fox News about 2 weeks ago sitting on the panel. They said they had a house listed in Westchester. I don't know where Westchester is. Apparently it's not far outside the city. Okay? New York City. They had a home that was listed from a Wednesday to a Sunday. That home was shown 75 times. The day of that recorded show on Fox, that woman sat there and said that they were closing on that house that day that sold for over $700,000 of asking price. There's bidding wars going on up there that are insane because people want to leave that place. It's unbelievable. So put your comments down in the bottom. I'd like to hear what people have your opinions on this and what you see happening there in New York City, because folks, it don't look good if this man gets in office. It does not look good. Tax the rich. Oh really? And he wants over till 2026 or 2027 or something like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. 2030. By the year 2030, the minimum wage in New York City is going to be $30 an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just be honest. That is not sustainable. Not in a capitalist system. It's not sustainable. So, oy vey. Okay, here this I'm gonna cover this other story here. This scandal, this NBA scandal. 34 people arrested, I believe, is what it was. But you have Hall of Fame coach Chauncey Billups that played for the Detroit Pistons. I grew up watching that guy play. He was an outstanding basketball player. Okay, him and Rozier from Miami. Those were the only two names that I recognized from sports. But supposedly there was 34 people arrested. Let me get to this article here, written by the New York Post. How mafia osis and NBA stars used mafios. Anyway, MAFIOSOS. I've never seen that word before in my life. But anyway, and NBA stars used rigged card shufflers, x-ray tables, and secret contact lenses, I guess would kind of be like Google Eyewear, and multi-million-dollar poker scam. Folks, this is unreal right here. Wait till you hear this. New York City mafiosos and NBA stars used a combination of high-tech contraptions and old-school gambling tricks to swindle hapless high rollers out of $7 million in sprawling backroom poker scheme. Prosecutors alleged in an explosive indictment Thursday. The years-long con depended on advanced wireless technologies, the indictment read, along with a network of operators monitoring games remotely and communicating with handlers planted inside the room, some of whom filled the poker table and were all working together to gauge their unknowing victims. Card shuffling machines that had been tampered with took center stage in the con. The mobsters from 4 of New York's 5 families allegedly rigging them with card readers and computerized analyzers, which would broadcast the best hands to an operator outside the game room. Wow. Holy cow. I bet those people that were playing poker with these so-called celebrities that they baited them in with, oh yeah, you can play poker with an NBA star sitting right next to him, blah, 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 blah. I bet they're realizing, you know what, I thought I wasn't that bad of a poker player. Listen to this. It gets better. You ready? At the rigged games, the members of the cheating teams used card shuffling machines that were purportedly randomly shuffling the playing cards to ensure fairness, the indictment read. However, the rigged shuffling machines were secretly altered to use concealed technology. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a casino, but I used to go to them quite a bit back in my 20s. And I don't see how they could have rigged those. They had cameras in the shuffler. I mean, let's be honest, okay? There's eyes in the, we used to call them eyes in the sky in the casinos everywhere. I mean, everywhere, except for the bathrooms, naturally. But how do you put them in a card shuffler? Which I guess in today's world, nothing really surprises me. But Anyway, moving on from there, the operator would send a message by cell phone to a teammate seated at the poker table who would use secret signaling to tell their cronies in the game how to play the hand and bet to manipulate their target. Other times, the card table itself would be in on the con, with the scammers allegedly utilizing surfaces rigged with x-ray cameras that could read cards laying face down on the felt. Wow. Decoy cellular telephones that could similarly read and analyze cards were also used, prosecutors said. And there's this picture of this big card shuffler machine. It looks like a giant CPU times 50. And then they're showing this X-ray card table. This is unreal. You guys need to go online and look at that stuff. I have never even heard of such a thing. And most shockingly, poker cards would sometimes be tagged with marks only visible to players wearing special glasses or contact lenses on their very eyeballs. So now we have Google contact lenses? Gee whiz. Enabling the cheaters to play a rigged game in full view of their oblivious victims. What's worse, most of this tech is widely available online. So I'd be very cautious when you're going to play. Oh, wow. With sites advertising their cheating wares for a few hundred of thousands of dollars. But that was just at the game table. The con began long before victims ever sat down to play and could get scary once the cards were down. You know what the funny thing is that this Rozier guy was making $20-some million a year. Okay, so he faked an injury in 2023 or whatever year it was. Okay, told his teammates before the game, "Hey, I'm gonna fake an injury because I got to get out of the game." Didn't say why, but that raised flags to his teammates. Like, wait a minute, why is this guy faking an injury? Okay, so he left with 9 minutes into the game. So his cronies that bet the under on his prop bet. Okay, so you got over under. So if you bet on the over score, say hypothetically, okay, he's going to score 25 points. You take the over, you're betting that he's going to score higher than 25 points. Okay, you take the under, okay, naturally he's going to score under. Well, I guess all his buddies bet on the under, and so he bails out of the game. So his buddies make 200 grand. And then this clown goes to his house and collects all the money. $200,000 to you or I is a lot of money. This clown, it ain't nothing to him. So he goes and divvies out all the money to all of his buddies at his house. Well, I don't know, he made $10,000, $50,000, whatever it was. But the point is that you're making $27 million a year. You're gonna roll the dice on your career, your reputation, your integrity for that? I mean, is this not... Wow, and now these guys are looking at 20 years of life in prison? Well, like the Bible says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, it clearly was in this case. 4 mafia families. The Gambino family, something like that. There's 4 of them. I mean, I could go down through this article, but yeah, it's let me see if I can find it real fast. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I know you got busy days ahead and a lot going on in everybody's lives these days, that's for sure. Oh yeah, it shows a picture of Chauncey sitting there with this guy. Let's see if I can find the mob family's names real fast for you. I didn't think I saw it in this article, but I could be wrong. Oh, yeah, here it is. The con had begun at least by 2019, prosecutors alleged, with many of the games taking place in the heart of New York City and involving members of the Chase, Genovese, Gambino, and La Cosa Nostra and Bonanno crime families. Man, I thought, oh, here you go. More than 30 people have been charged in the poker scheme, with the games allegedly taking place in Manhattan, the Hamptons, Las Vegas, and Miami. Wow. The Hamptons. Wow. Yeah, let's chop it up in the comment section. See what you guys think about this. That's quite a couple powerful news stories there, folks. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. We'll be covering stories, quite often. So still a new channel. We're still building it, and once we get the scheduling down, it'll be 2 or 3 days a week, every day, whatever it is, X, Y, and Z. You will know that on Mondays or Friday or whatever days they are, that you can come to this channel at a certain time and there will be videos posted. So if you want to get your news from here, then great. That'd be awesome. We'd love to have you. And, build a family here. Truth is our number one goal. Facts, truth. We're not agenda driven here. We're not going to feed you some line, to get you to, do whatever. Become Republican, Democrat, Independent, doesn't matter. That's not what we're here for. We're here to broadcast the truth. Okay? That's it. Fair. Again, not an agenda-driven channel. All right? What you see is what you get. All right, folks? Again, appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.